Time-restricted eating in older adults, benefits, risks, and special considerations. The physiological changes accompanying aging create a distinct metabolic landscape where interventions validated in younger populations may produce different effects or carry unique risks. Time-restricted eating has garnered interest as a potential strategy for managing age-related metabolic decline, insulin resistance, and cardiovascular risk in older populations. However, the same aging processes that make metabolic interventions appealing also introduce vulnerabilities that demand careful consideration before recommending time restriction to elderly individuals. The potential benefits align with age-related metabolic challenges. Older adults commonly experience declining insulin sensitivity, increased visceral adiposity, and disrupted circadian rhythms, all theoretical targets for time-restricted eating interventions. Some preliminary research in older populations documents improvements in glucose regulation and modest weight loss, suggesting that temporal restriction may offer metabolic benefits even in aged physiology. The simplicity of the approach, requiring no complex dietary calculations, may appeal to older adults seeking straightforward interventions. Additionally, some data suggest that time-restricted eating might enhance autophagy and cellular clearance mechanisms that decline with age, though the clinical significance of these molecular changes remains speculative. Yet multiple concerns temper enthusiasm for widespread implementation in elderly populations. Sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, represents a primary concern. Older adults already face challenges maintaining muscle mass and require adequate protein intake distributed across the day to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Compressed eating windows may inadvertently reduce total protein intake or create suboptimal protein distribution patterns that accelerate muscle loss. The metabolic benefits of weight loss become questionable when accompanied by muscle wasting that increases frailty and functional decline. Medication timing presents another practical challenge. Many older adults take multiple medications with specific timing requirements, some necessitating food intake while others require empty stomachs. Reconciling these pharmaceutical constraints with restricted eating windows can prove complex or impossible for some individuals. The cognitive burden of managing both medication schedules and eating windows may overwhelm some older adults, particularly those with mild cognitive impairment. Additionally, some common medications affect appetite, glucose metabolism, or circadian rhythms in ways that could interact unpredictably with time-restricted eating. Nutritional vulnerability in older adults creates additional risk. Even modest caloric restriction can precipitate or worsen malnutrition in elderly individuals with already marginal intake or absorption. The reduced hunger signaling common in aging may combine with restricted eating windows to further decrease energy intake below healthy thresholds. Deficiencies in calcium, vitamin D, and other micronutrients critical for bone health could worsen if shortened eating windows reduce dietary variety or total intake. Social considerations merit attention as well. For many older adults, meal times represent primary social interactions and important daily structure. Restricting eating windows could reduce social engagement and quality of life, outcomes as important as metabolic markers. The balance between metabolic optimization and maintaining social connection requires individualized assessment rather than blanket recommendations. Given these considerations, older adults interested in time-restricted eating require thorough medical evaluation and ongoing monitoring. Preservation of lean mass should be a primary outcome, with interventions discontinued if muscle loss occurs. Protein adequacy becomes paramount, with attention to distribution across available eating windows. Gentler time restrictions, perhaps 10 to 12 hours, may offer compromise positions between circadian optimization and nutritional adequacy. Healthcare providers should maintain particular vigilance for signs of malnutrition, declining function, or medication management problems. For many older adults, alternative metabolic interventions with more established safety profiles may prove more appropriate than experimental time restriction.